Good morning. I'm Jeremy Marquez with Power Prospecting by jmarqeting, powered by Jeremy Marquez. Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 5th, otherwise known as Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I am Mexican American. However, I will let you guys know that Cinco de Mayo is not an actual Mexican holiday. It is simply a day, well, it's a day that we won the Battle of Puebla to defeat the French. However, it was not our independence. It's more of a American holiday to have chips and guacamole and drink Coronas. um, Anyhow, this is Power Prospecting, and Power Prospecting is a one-on-one training program for real estate professionals, agents, brokers, investors, assistants, teams, training with me, Jeremy Marquez, one-on-one to help you get better with your phone calls, with your telemarketing, with your prospecting for leads and appointments for listings. What I'm going to do is demonstrate part of the training by playing one of my recorded calls and breaking the call down. So part of the training is all of your calls that you have every day will be recorded. On a daily basis, I'll ask you to send me a couple of recordings so I can listen to your calls and review, critique, and give you feedback. It's valuable because I'm able to listen to it, and sometimes we'll even listen to it together. And I suggest that even if you're not in my training, that you use a platform when you're calling that will record your calls, your call, your side, and the seller side, so that way you can hear both sides. Go back and listen. When you're driving down the highway, go listen to your calls. It will help you get better. All right, so let me set this call up. It was yesterday. It was a expired listing, I believe. Let me pull it up. So it was a canceled listing. It was only on the market for 30 days. It was listed for $1,950,000. Give me one sec here. So it was listed for $950,000, and basically the seller is open to having my client go by and see the property and meet with them. However, right now he's focused on getting a buyer. He's trying to do a for sale by owner on his own. So right now that's where he is. However, he will sell, and we may have a buyer for it. But right now the call ended by him saying, let's talk early next week and we'll set up a time to look at the property. So I'm going to play the call and just break it down, giving you an example of how I would review your call when you're part of the program. Let me set this up here. You'll also have in the screen, there's a button you can click to go to my group. That's my public group. That's my public group, a rookie to relevant realtor resource. And there's a link that you can click. Well, maybe not. I'll put it in the chat to jump on my calendar for your consultation call. The first 100 members of my group will get their first week free. Right now we're up to about, I think 60 members, maybe 80 members of the group. All right, so let's go ahead and play this call.
Hello. Hi, Jacob. Jacob? Hello.
So at first he was either couldn't hear me or was acting as if he couldn't hear me. So I said, yes, Jacob. That's a great way to start the call. Yes. So instead of hello, yes, Jacob. So you're assuming that you're talking to the right person. Sometimes you don't even need to say the name. Yes, this is Jeremy. I'm a local realtor. This is Jeremy. I work with a local realtor.
Hello. Hi, Jacob. Can you hear me? Who is this, Jeremy?
So I had called him previously, and during my call session, he had been trying to call me back multiple times. So he listened to my voicemail. So we were trying to connect, and so I finally was able to call back on the dialer and get a hold of him.
This is Jeremy with John Hart's Real Estate. Yeah, so what are you looking? Which property, Jeremy?
So he thinks that I'm a buyer.
6 bedrooms. That's not why I'm calling, Jacob. What? That's not why I'm calling. I work with.
He's kind of rude. He's like, well, you got $1.6 million. You know, he's like, you ready to buy it? So he's kind of just being a little bit on the rude side. And I'm gonna go ahead and mirror him and show him that I can do exactly what he's doing as well. And watch, the technique basically is mirroring. So if somebody's a little bit off put, show them that you can be the same exact way. And a lot of times it will work, and then they'll ease up.
With John Hart Real Estate, and I'm calling to help you. I know John Hart. John for me. Okay. Well, no, I'm not the buyer. I wanted to talk to you about getting it listed. You're just a broker, right? My boss is. I work for Carl Marqueting. Okay, fine, whatever.
He said, okay, fine, whatever. Like, he doesn't care. This guy, you know, this may be one of the reasons why that property didn't sell. He's one of those difficult sellers. You know, he canceled the listing 30 days in. You can imagine how frustrated the listing agent may have been, you know. So when it comes to canceled and expired listings right now in this market, there's very few because everything is selling. So you have to think in your mind when you have an expired listing and you have a seller like this, why didn't that property sell? Maybe because the seller was a little bit difficult, okay? This is what I'm thinking.
The house is for sale for $1.9 million, 6 bedrooms. Okay. 4 bathrooms.
So I'm just being quiet because I feel like he's going to start talking, and I don't want to over talk him because I want to allow him to open up. So I'm just kind of like, yeah,
You have the information online. You can see it.
He's trying to end the call. Basically, he's like, if you want any info, just go online. He's basically saying, hey, everything is online. And I'm like, well, let's talk.
Yes. Well, Jacob, I would like to set up a time for Coral to come by and see it on Thursday or Friday. You want to see it? You want to see it, or the buyer wants to see it? Carl Marqueting, our team lead, would like to see it first. Carl wants to see it first? Correct. So can he come by on Thursday or Friday and meet you and see the property? Thursday or Friday.
So I'm just going for the appointment. I'm just going right in. He's like, he's trying to brush me off. I'm just going right in.
I didn't know. This Thursday, Friday, no, not yet. What day is that? Next week. How about next Tuesday? Next week. How about next Tuesday? I'll call you. Don't call me. I'll call you when I'm ready. Let me know what time it works, so I'll have Carl come by and meet you and see the property, and we'll go from there. Where is your office, John Hart, on Ventura Boulevard? Well, that's one of them, yeah. But we have a lot of offices around the area. That's just one of our offices. But where are you?
Because I work virtually. This is in Southern California. I'm up in Sacramento. I don't know exactly where every single John Hart office is, so I'm not trying to pinpoint which one. I'm just letting him talk.
You're calling from which office? Well, with COVID, we work from home. Come on. Oh.
Because I don't really know exactly which office is closest to him, so I'm not trying to kill anything. So I'm just trying to, you know.
Oh. So with COVID, we don't go to the office with COVID right now. I thought the office is you have an office on.
So he's trying to figure out where the office is. In reality, this is kind of irrelevant. The call's pretty much done.
Yes. The offices are open. Ventura Sepulveda. Yes. I don't go to the office though. You don't go? No, I just work from home. You know, why would we go to the office? So how do you have copies?
So long story short, after the call, we have emailed and we followed up. We're going to be speaking to him early next week and setting up a time for Carl to go by, see the property, and talk about what we would do to list the property and get it sold, and bringing him buyers. So basically, right now, it's a warm lead that we'll be following up with. Some key things to remember when you're dealing with somebody who may be a little bit difficult, but yet is still talking to you and seems like they still want to do some business. You want to be able to match their tonality. You want to be able to mirror them. Otherwise, if you don't, most likely they're going to run over you and most likely they'll hang up. So you what do you have to lose besides standing tall and matching their tonality? Even if they're being a little bit on the rude side, maybe have a, throw it right back at them, professionally. Have some wit, of course. This call came about an hour and a half into the call session. Before this call, I really didn't talk to anybody. Not very many people at all. But I stayed positive and I kept dialing because I knew that if I kept dialing, the numbers show that eventually I will have a conversation or two. And when I do, I need to make that count. Because in this market, guys, we're getting less and less of a pickup rate when people are, this is around the whole United States, people are picking up the phone less, okay? Expired listings are far and few between because they're selling. Same thing with for sale by owners. Those guys are selling quickly. So we need to focus on things like circle prospecting. We need to focus on lead types like for rent by owners. We need to focus on foreclosures coming up. We need to focus on our current clients, our sphere of influence, and bringing them value. So that way when they're thinking about doing something real estate related, they think about you as the person that's going to help them, okay? The little stuff is going to go a long way these days. Keep that in mind. I'm Jeremy Marquez. This is Power Prospecting. If you're a realtor or if you have a team or an assistant that needs some training when it comes to cold calling to generate leads and appointments, that's what my program's for. We work one-on-one to help you get better with your cold calling and to be able to produce better results consistently and help you enjoy it and have fun with it. So if you guys are interested in that, hop on my calendar, join the group, we'll talk, and we'll get you guys started. Have a good day.